Back with a significant update tonight on a story that made headlines here, across the state, and beyond. Reports from north of New York City that homeless veterans who were staying at this hotel in Orange County were forced out with little notice to make room for migrants. There was a ton of outrage with allegations that the veterans who had sacrificed so much were mistreated. Now it appears the entire story was made up. Republican Assemblymember Brian Mayer, who did a bunch of interviews talking about this story, like this one on Fox Business, now calls the entire story false. He told the Albany Times-Union that he's, quote, devastated and disheartened at the lies. He says he will personally apologize to the hotel staff, and he wants the state attorney general's office and local prosecutors to open investigations into the woman who runs the veterans group who he says made it all up. There's also this development today, 7 homeless men telling the Mid-Hudson News that they were recruited to pretend to be those displaced veterans as part of this scam story. They say the executive director of the veterans group, Sharon Tony Finch, enticed them by taking them to a local diner for free food. Here's a quote from the article. "We ate like kings," said one of the men who asked to remain nameless. Sharon introduced herself and told us we could have whatever we wanted and she would pick up the tab. After eating and drinking, Finch gathered the men in the parking lot to explain the actual work they were about to perform. Again, all a scam. Governor Kathy Hochul today reacting to this.
The absurdity of what happened, yes, it is deeply troubling. These individuals were sent there with a legal contract between the city of New York and a hotel owner. They are allowed to contract that way. And if people want to fabricate stories to undermine the whole process, I think it's reprehensible.
And Republicans saying the same thing tonight. This entire story first surfaced in the New York Post, which has retracted the article. And then there's now this report from the Post, which says Orange County District Attorney will launch an investigation into how the nonprofit used money to carry out this alleged scam.